America loves a good David versus Goliath story. But what happens when Goliath has the nuclear codes and a Twitter account? We're witnessing a showdown of epic proportions, the Trump administration versus Harvard University. It's a battle for the soul of American education, and the stakes couldn't be higher. It began with a bang, a $2.2 billion freeze on federal grants to Harvard. Why? Because the Trump administration smelled something funny in Cambridge. They claimed Harvard wasn't doing enough to combat anti-Semitism on campus. But this wasn't just about Hanukkah decorations, it was about control. When Harvard refused to bow to the administration's demands, the hammer dropped, a whopping $2 billion cut. This wasn't a negotiation, it was a shakedown, and it sent a chilling message to every university in America: fall in line or face the consequences. But Harvard isn't backing down. They're standing their ground, defending the very principles of academic freedom that have made them a beacon of intellectual inquiry for centuries. This is about more than just money. It's about the future of free thought in America. So, what exactly did the Trump administration want from Harvard? Buckle up, because it's a doozy. They demanded sweeping changes, including the elimination of diversity, equity, and inclusion programs. Remember those pesky initiatives designed to make campuses more welcoming to students from all backgrounds? Gone. They also wanted to ban masks at protests because apparently anonymity is the real threat to democracy. And don't even get me started on their obsession with merit-based admissions and hiring, because who needs diversity of thought when you can have a campus full of carbon copies, right? But it gets worse. The administration demanded Harvard reduce the power of activist faculty and administrators, those dangerous radicals who believe in things like critical thinking and social justice. And just to make sure everyone got the message, they wanted to audit the viewpoints of students, staff, and faculty. Because nothing screams academic freedom like a government-mandated ideological purity test. These demands weren't just unreasonable, they were downright Orwellian. They represented a blatant attempt to silence dissent and impose a narrow ideological agenda on one of America's most prestigious institutions of higher learning. Thankfully, Harvard isn't fighting this battle alone. When the Trump administration came knocking, they found themselves facing a united front of opposition. Former President Obama, a man not known for mincing words, spoke out forcefully against the administration's actions. He called it what it was: a direct assault on academic freedom. And he wasn't alone. Over 876 Yale faculty members, proving that even Ivy League rivalries have their limits, signed a letter condemning the Trump administration's overreach. They recognized that an attack on one university is an attack on all universities. Harvard's own faculty, students, and alumni rallied to the cause, organizing protests and speaking out in the media. They understood that their university wasn't just a place of learning, it was a bastion of free inquiry, a place where ideas could be debated and challenged without fear of government reprisal. The message was clear: the Trump administration had picked a fight with the wrong university. They had underestimated the resolve of a community that refused to be bullied into silence. The attack on Harvard is just the tip of the iceberg. The Trump administration has a long and troubling history of targeting universities that don't toe the ideological line. They've gone after institutions like Columbia, Princeton, Cornell, and Northwestern, using the power of the purse to try to silence dissenting voices. This is a dangerous game. Academic freedom is not some abstract concept. It's the bedrock upon which our democracy is built. It's the freedom to think critically, to challenge the status quo, to pursue knowledge without fear of retribution. When the government starts dictating what can and cannot be taught in our universities, we're in dangerous territory. It's a slippery slope from censoring uncomfortable ideas to suppressing dissent altogether. The Trump administration's assault on Harvard is a wake-up call. It's a reminder that our freedoms, once lost, are not easily regained. We must stand up and defend the principles of academic freedom, not just for Harvard but for all universities and for the future of our democracy.